today I'm going to teach you how to make the best chocolate chip cookies ever. These are super simple, easy to make. It won't take you more than 10 minutes, and the ingredients are not hard to get. You can easily find them at the store, and again, easy to make, best for any time, Christmas, birthday parties, get-togethers, or just whenever you want a sweet treat. So, first you're gonna start with 1/2 cup of salted butter and 1/2 cup of shortening. First, you want to set these out to let them kind of warm up to room temperature so they're easier to mix whenever you do. And you are just going to put these into your mixing bowl. It's easier whenever you don't have them already in bowls, but all my ingredients are mixed together in bowls already for the purpose of time. So you're just going to mix these together until they are beat. When you're mixing these together, you want them to be more of a smooth material. You want your ingredients to clearly be mixed. Okay, on to your next, you're gonna want 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. Whenever you are getting your brown sugar, you wanna make sure that it's tightly packed. You don't want it to just scoop it. No, you want it packed, so you make sure you actually have 1 cup of brown sugar. You're gonna pour these into your mixing bowl, and again, the same as the first time, you're just gonna mix them together until they're perfectly mixed. When mixing, it's nice to have a spatula again so that you can scrape the sides and make sure that all of them get together, so that you really can mix your ingredients and they don't just stay on the sides of the bowl. Once those ingredients are mixed, the next thing you are going to do is you are going to take 2 chicken eggs. These are from my farm. You can honestly use duck eggs or turkey eggs. It really doesn't matter. You just need eggs. Okay? You're going to crack these in a separate bowl to make sure that you don't have any eggshells. Once these are cracked, you're going to put them into your mixing bowl. And then in here I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and you're also going to add that into your mixing bowl. And again, just like the first and second time, you're going to mix these together until they are firmly together. Once these ingredients are mixed, it should almost look like a paste. It shouldn't be too runny, but just kind of thick. Okay, the next ingredients that we have are your 3 1/2 cups of flour. For today's purpose, I mixed my 3 1/2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt in this. So whenever you add your flour into the mixture, you want to go slow, otherwise it'll all just go everywhere. So you're just gonna gradually add it, just a little bit at a time, and then you're gonna mix it together and do it all over again. This is whenever your spatula comes in handy to scrape the sides, because the flour very easily sticks to the sides of your mixing bowl. Even if you're using hand mixer or just a normal mixer, you want to make sure that you do have a spatula at hand. As you mix in your flour, you should be able to see that your mixture will begin to get thicker, and it's going to get harder to mix with a hand mixer. chocolate chips is you can bring them anywhere. As I said in the beginning, they are just so easy to make for any type of get-together. You want to go to a friend's house, you bring cookies for parties, anything. Christmas, perfect little sweet snack. Then you just keep on gradually adding flour until it's all mixed. When you almost have all your flour mixed, it should become really thick. So whenever you lift it up, it shouldn't fall at all. And that's how you know you're on the right track. Once all of your flour is mixed together, now you can add your chocolate chips. Chocolate chips depend on the person. Some people don't like chocolate chips and they don't add any at all. Some like a ton of chocolate chips and they add a full entire package. Here I just brought not even a quarter of a bag of chocolate chips, but again, you can add however many you want. It just depends on the person. So I just add them in there, and I typically mix them with the spatula just because it makes it easier, and once your dough gets thick like this, it's hard for the mixer to mix it. So it's easier to just do it by hand at this point. And once you have your dough done like this, it should look like this. Once it's there, you want to get a pan out and some parchment paper, or you can just use your pan. At my house, we always put parchment paper. And you want to go and set your oven to 375, preheat it, and while you roll the dough into balls, I'm not super fancy, I just use my hands. You can use an ice cream scooper or whatever, spoons. I just like to use my hands. And you want it about yay big, or however big you want your cookies. If you want them super big, then you cook them for a little bit longer. But for today, I just want them normal size cookies. And you just want to roll them in balls, and then whenever your oven is set and you have as many cookies on the sheet as you want, then you slide them in. You can cook them for 9 minutes if they're like this. You pull them out and you let them sit, and whenever your cookies get to the point where you can pick them up off the pan, then you want to pull your parchment paper or your cookies off the pan and set them aside. Let them cool, or you can eat them then and enjoy. They're perfect for any time. Thank you for listening to my speech.